A few of you have asked me some questions about the requirements of the assessment. I can see that the instructions maybe aren't entirely clear, so I thought I just would clarify a few things for you. So what I'm looking for you to do is design and deliver a clinical teaching event. So that's everything from lesson planning and preparing the resources to the post-session evaluation. I'm not looking for a whole course or a whole module, just a single teaching session event, however you want to phrase it. And that lesson should be based on the pedagogical theory that we've covered throughout this module. So that's going to range from the reading materials and the learning tasks that you've completed to what you've gained from engaging with the discussion boards and the observations and the peer review that you've done. This will all feed into this lesson teaching event. In terms of the submission, you can kind of think of it in two parts. Firstly, you're going to submit everything that you use for the lesson plan. So the plan, the resources, feedback forms, whatever it was that you used to deliver that session. I can't be overly specific about that because it's very much going to depend on the session of, on the setting, of the teaching event that you're delivering. I'm a big fan of the concept of open education or open resources. So this means that I don't believe that we need to create our own resources every time from scratch. It's not a good use of our time. Instead, really, we should make use of the huge variety of resources that are already available to us, particularly online. Some of you might even have materials that are provided to you by your regulatory or governing bodies within your specific field, so please do use those. Basically, what I'm saying is don't feel you have to make everything your own work. Sourcing good quality resources is as important, if not more so, than spending hours doing it yourself. This assessment is not about how good you are at making a PowerPoint presentation. It's about the inception, delivery, and evaluation of a clinical teaching event. I almost never use PowerPoint these days. That is not me saying you cannot use that for this assessment. If that works for you, great. But there's lots of ways to reach the point of delivering a session. So that's the sort of first part of what your submission will be. The second part of your submission will be the case report for the teaching event. So that's where you're going to discuss why you made the choices you did, evaluate them, and reflect on developments, including your own personal development for the future. So that'll be a standard sort of written document which needs to follow the UHI criteria for assessment writing, so including things like Harvard referencing. In terms of your word count, you have 4,000 words. That relates to the case report. I don't want to specify a word count in terms of your content that you're using for your lesson, because that's really going to be dependent on what you're delivering. So use the 4,000 words for the case report. The marking criteria is available in Brightspace in the assignments area, but just to summarise it, in terms of weightings, 10% of the marks are available for presentation, 10% for reflection, 25% for content. So what I mean by content is how well you've met the learning outcomes of the module, 25% for application of theory to your practice, and 30% for the quality of your critical analysis. So please do look at the assessment criteria because there's more information on all of the categories in there. So I hope that helps clarify things. If you need anything else, any other questions, please feel free to drop me an email.